jingle bells, jingle all the way.
Polo team, today we're going to take you through how to stuff and roast our festive polos. So the steps that we need to do is we need to make sure we've got our seasoning cores defrosted, ready to go. We want to spray our rod with canola oil, which helps it not stick. Then we're going to be stuffing our seasoning into our polos, putting them on the rods and then seasoning them as usual, and it's that easy, and then it's into the oven for roasting. So stuffing our polo is actually pretty easy. We just need our seasoning cores, 4 of them to go in one polo. We push them in like so. I've already put one in there. So there's our 4th one in. We want to make sure they're nicely in and not coming out. And that's it. Next we're going to give our rod a spray with canola oil just to help it so that the stuffing doesn't stick as we pull them off the rods after they're roasted. So we've got 2 flavours of our seasoning. We have our cranberry and macadamia and our traditional herb. So we're going to rod both of those onto the same rod. And so we all do it the same way. We want to make sure that the cranberry and macadamia goes down the bottom of the rod, down the handle end. So rodding is fairly simple. It's pretty much the same. The only thing we need to watch out for is as we put our rod through our bird, we've just got to make sure that we work it through the stuffing and it doesn't push all of our stuffing out again. And once we've got it in nicely, then it's rodding as per normal. So there's no need to tie our legs together that you may see in some other supermarket roast chicken shops, because our spikes nicely keep our legs together and our stuffing inside the bird where it belongs. So there's our rod of 4 done with our 2 cranberry and macadamia down the handle end, and then our 2 traditional herb. So just to clean up a little bit, we want to just get some paper towel and any excess stuffing that may have come off as we've put the rod in, we just want to give that a little bit of a clean. And then we're off to seasoning as we always do. So just as another little tip, what we may do is use a sticky dot and just pop it on the handle or on the end of the birds with the stuffing so we can tell them apart in the fridge. Hey Polo team, we've got our festive polos ready to come off after they've been roasting. I'm nicely dressed up in my Christmas apron that you'll all be wearing. First step with this is we want to make sure that the temp's right, as we do with any roasted chicken, but particularly important with our festive cores because we're putting extra ingredients in that have been in the fridge or maybe even still a slightly bit frozen, so we want to make sure our temp hits that 75 degrees or above. So our festive polos are ready to come off the rod, and it's important to note that we will always rod the cranberry and macadamia down the handle end. So we've got 2 of cranberry and macadamia and 2 of our traditional herb. Taking them off the rod's the same. The rod has been sprayed with canola oil to make it a little bit easier, but we go through the same process, gently turning and holding while we take the rod out. Cut. So now that our polos are off the rod, it's a little bit trickier to a normal polo because we don't have that cavity inside to shove our tongs in. So we really need a pair of shears or a second pair of tongs to handle them. I've already cut off the neck from this one, so I'm going to use my shears to gently hold it as I'm taking it over to place it in the bain-marie and flipping it up into its position and nicely making our skin on top. Have a look at that beautiful polo. So cutting up our polo, we cut it in the same way, but remembering we've got it filled with stuffing. So we want to try to get an equal amount of stuffing into the proportion that we're serving. It may be a little bit trickier to cut down our polo. As we always would, important to use the shears to help flip it over and cut it the other way. So this is all the same as normal. And now our stuffing may start to fall out. When we serve a piece of polo, we want to make sure we have about an equal amount of stuffing. So I'm just going to check, yep, all the stuffing's fallen out of there. I'm going to get some of the stuffing and then just put it on the side for the customer to have a bit of stuffing with their polo. So processing a Festive Pollo through the register is simple. We've just set up another modifier in every Pollo selection. So if we select Pollo, whole Pollo here, you'll see we've got Festive Cranberry and Macadamia and our traditional herb there.
Jingle bells, jingle